There's been some controversy about it because I think that the press, and I think even the conversation that he and I've had, is that the way the bill was originally written, it appeared to me, David Crow, that it was gutting the bill, gutting FOIA, and
you think it was
right, and it was gutting it, and so we were asking if it could be rewritten so that it would just be very, very narrowly focused, and I'll let you address that.
Sure. Okay, so let me kind of explain how the Senate Bill 373, it came through my committee. I didn't even have a clue that it was running until it came to my committee. And the things that got me involved in it is Senator Bart Hester is a good friend, good conservative, a friend of the Liberty. I mean, one of the best of them up here. And you look at the voting records, one of the best. And Andy Davis is another guy, a good friend who was running the bill. And so immediately it gives me, I want to try to help them if I can. Well, the bill itself, I saw the potential problems in the bill when it came to committee because of the fact that it said attorney-client communication. And so in my mind, it's like, okay, I would think that if it's privileged communication, just like in the private sector, then it should be okay. That would be better. They amended it in committee, and then it passed out to the floor. Well, since then, I had long talked with Dan Greenberg, had talked with some other people, and they convinced me that there are some things that, whereas, it may be that it would cover the thing. And the other aspect is not just that it was Bart and Andy, is what they're trying to do makes perfect sense. So currently, if you are an attorney who represents the taxpayer, so you're working for government in some form or fashion, you're representing the taxpayer, you can have somebody, you show up at a deposition, you're going to take deposition, you can have the plaintiff's attorney on the other side say, I want a copy of your notes for the deposition. You can show up at trial, and you can have someone say, I want a copy of your questions that you're going to ask the witnesses, 10 minutes before the trial. You can come and you can the day before pleading is due, you can make an FOI request. And none of that stuff you can do. All that's attorney-client privilege in the private sector. So I think most people would agree that that kind of stuff should be exempted from FOI. And the example I used with Steinbach when I was on the radio with him is I don't think that anybody would think that it's a good idea to be able to FOI a professor's notes or exam before he gives the exam. We wouldn't think that's a good idea. Even though he's a public servant, he's an attorney too, but he's a public servant working for the state, working for the taxpayers. But it thwarts the whole process if you're able to actually get a copy of his test before he gives you the test, right? Because then, well, that's kind of the same way in the legal process here. Is that if the legal process gets thwarted if you can't have the ability to have work product and have communication that is private. Now, most people tend to agree that that's the case. What they don't want is for an attorney to be able to copy somebody on an email and have that protected like that. And when it first came to me, I could see where a person could interpret it that way. And so that's why we put in the privileged communication. Well, then there's all sorts of other things where people could be talking about policy, could be talking about other things, communicating with memos back and forth that are not necessarily directly associated with litigation. And so I could see that being an issue too. What we don't want to do, it is 100% right for people to be concerned about FOI. Now what happens is the media, anytime you touch FOI, they blow up. Why? Because that's part of that's where they get the business from. That's how they get the information. And that's how the public gets the information. So I'm not even supporting that. But they're going to do everything they can to paint as dire a picture as possible. Conservatives care about it. Why? Because of transparency. Because a transparent government is a better government. 98.99% of the time, a transparent government is a better government. So the concern is rightly placed. Now, the truth is, nobody in this room, I don't think anyone in this room, has seen what the bill is. Okay, so how did I get brought into this? Not my bill. My name's still not on the bill. The way I got brought into it is they come, it gets to the floor, I'm working with Andy. Andy says that, it's kind of going above my pay grade. I don't, I still believe in the process, but I don't care that much about it. And so he takes his name off. Now, this is what I could do, and what politically, maybe it's even the most intelligent thing to do back then, is I could have said, I'm walking away from this, and then all this heat would have went downhill. Except for, is it right that a plaintiff's attorney can get an FOI of a person's pleading the day before it's due? Is that right?
Is it right?
It's not. No, it probably came up 10 or 11, 12, 15 times. But is it
over what period of
for
time?
tax period? I don't know. But is it
See,
right?
that's my point.
And that's the point, is that there is a problem that I think we can pinpoint if we're willing to work together to try to get there. And nobody has seen in this room has seen the amendment, and that's because it's still work in progress. I'm still hopefully going to have a meeting today with Steinbach to try to get something that is good and that we can all agree on. And if not, you know, if you can't and I agree on, and this is the thing, is I'm not going to be the guy that is going to be scared by the left to not do the right thing, or scared by the right to not do the right thing. I want to do the right thing. I'm going to be answerable to God, not anybody else. And let me say this. I love Josh. Josh knows that I've loved him for a long time. But the hit piece that Conduit put out is crap. And they know it's crap. It is totally just, and it's not Josh. Me and Josh, I'm pointing at him while I'm saying it. It's not Josh. Me and Josh are good. So let me go ahead.
Artist's fault.
Well, let